Hi everybody, I'm Leah of CJ Drill, and today I'm going to show you how to operate one of these. What is it? Well, it's a biscuit cutter. We're not talking about bacon here, folks. No, this is an ideal tool to use if you want to do some joints, reinforced joints, and you don't want to use hardware. You don't want to use nails or screws. This is the tool for you. Let me show you how it operates. Let's get started. Okay, so let's take a look at the biscuit cutter. Now, it may look like a little bit of a complicated piece of machinery, but I guarantee you, this thing is very simple to operate. Let's look at some of the features. This is a collection bag. Of course, it's going to collect your sawdust. Down here, at the bottom of the handle, is a trigger, and the trigger controls, that's really your on and off, and down here we find our lock. If we move up toward the front of the biscuit cutter, we have three knobs, really, that we need to concern ourselves with. Okay, now, this first knob, well, that controls the height of the cut, where it's going to come in. And if I grab a piece of wood here, I'll be better to demonstrate. So here's a piece of wood, and ideally, you want your cut to come in at the center. So depending upon the size of the stock, you need to be able to raise and lower biscuit cutter to accommodate the stock. And that's what this knob does. Now the second knob here, well, that controls the biscuit size. And if you're wondering what the biscuit is, let me show you what it looks like. This is a biscuit. Looks like a football kind of. And on the biscuit, can you get this? If you come in close, there's a number there. And it says 20. And what that tells us is it tells us what size to set this dial to. Because biscuits only come in three sizes, and that's 0, 10, and our biscuit is a 20, so we're going to set it at 20. Let's turn it around to the other side so we can take a look at the last adjustment knob. Now, this knob here, it controls, let's do this here, I'll undo this. It controls what's called an adjustable fence. And this fence allows you to adjust the angle of the cut. You may not always want to cut at 90 degrees. You may want to cut at 45. And so this fence and this knob allow you to do that. Now for our project today, I'm going to leave it set at 90 degrees. Okay, so I've got my two pieces of wood. They're clearly marked. I'm going to do what's called a simple butt joint. And so I'm going to slide one piece of wood away because you can only cut one at a time. Let me show you how you control the depth. So I'm going to put my wood in place here. And then the next thing that I want to be mindful of is I want to make certain that my settings are right. Now we're using a number 20 biscuit, so it's set on 20. Now the next thing we want to do is we want to control the height of our fence. And the way you do that is this knob here, well, it works in combination with a ruler that's attached on the side. Can you see that? And there's also an arrow here. And that arrow lets us know what height we're at. So I'm going to lower my fence to the desired height. And so I've done that. Now make certain that you clamp your project down securely before you operate the biscuit cutter. Okay, so our fence is set, but now we need to line up our cut marks. So this is our mark where we're going to place the biscuit, and you want to line it up with the red line that's on the biscuit cutter, and then there's also a red line here on the adjustable fence. Okay, now once you have everything lined up, your marks lined up, I want to demonstrate the action that you need to create to deliver the cut into the side of the wood. And that is, you push forward. Can you see that action? It's just a slight push. Push the tool forward. Okay, let's get started now. It's a good idea and a good practice to let the motor get up to speed first before you actually make the cut. Okay, so that's what the cut looks like. And now we'll repeat the process on the other side. So we've got our 2 pieces of wood we're going to join. Now, before you get started, it's always a good idea to, dry fit your project first. Place the biscuit in there and line it all up. Make certain those lines are right on. Okay, so put glue. Make certain you put glue in each slot. There we go. And then repeat the process on the other side as well. It might be a nice idea just to have a small bead of glue there on the surface itself. So we're going to insert our biscuit there, and we're going to slide both pieces together. Make certain our line is nice and lined up. Yes, lined up very nicely, and now it's time to put a clamp on. So that's one side, and now let's get the other side. Okay, so our clamps are set. If you've got a little bit of glue oozing out through the surface, what you want to do is just take a rag and wipe that off before the glue sets. That's it. It's as simple as that. I told you it was a simple tool, didn't I? We've got our clamps on. Now take those clamps off once the glue is dry. This is Leah saying you can do this. See you next time.